Hello everyone. I just got back from a weekend camping trip with my kids. Well, not all my kids. I had my three boys, but my girls went shopping, so I did not have them with this time. But I thought I would show you some of the stuff that I bring when I go winter camping with my kids. I did it in two. I had a sled, a Polk that I built that I carried this gear in, and I also brought a backpack that I brought with also. Just because there was not enough room on the sled and we had a lot of gear because it's winter camping. I had three boys with me. The backpack weighs around 18 to 20 pounds without food or water, and the other pack, which carries a tent, most of the sleeping bags, and the water, well, the water bottles, is about 35 pounds around there. So total weight between 50 and 60 pounds without food or water. And so I'm just going to kind of rip into these and show you what I got packed and eat. So I'll move this aside. So in the sled, I carried just the water bottles. They're just REI or Nedley water bottles. We just brought four of them, one for each of us, and that was enough for cooking and drinking. We were only gone for Saturday afternoon and a Sunday morning, so it wasn't an extended trip or a big trip at all. It was just a quick trip out, just to get some, just to get out in the woods. I also bring an axe with. We were at a state park, so I couldn't chop any wood, so we had to buy wood. So that actually took an extra trip back to the car to get the wood with the sled. But then I just use this to chop up for kindling and stuff like that. I don't bring any saw or anything. And then the tent stakes I also put in the sled. I don't pack them in a bag. I just leave them hanging on the side. And then I also bring a little rug for an outside mat for the tent. I should probably get something better, a little piece of plastic or something, but this is just something I've been using for years, and I kind of like it. In the now I camp with my kids. I almost always use a duffel bag or two, depending on how many kids I have with, simply because I refuse to pack up all their sleeping bags in the dry sacks or compression sacks or anything at all. I like just to shove everything in one bag. It just makes it easier when it's cold out. You can just, you don't have to worry about rolling up sleeping bags or anything. You just shove it all in there. And so I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's worked out great for me. I will say I am not an expert hiker or camper. I've only been doing this for a few years, but I just do a lot more winter because that's when my job allows me to go camping. So on top, I just pack the tent. I'm not going to unpack it. I'll just kind of leave it. But it's a Marmot Thor 3P. It's a 3-person, 4-season tent. I got this off Craigslist for a pretty good deal. I don't know if it would be my first choice in a winter tent, but I love it. Like I said, I've been using it for years, and we sleep. Well, we had 3 boys and myself in it with plenty of room, but I've slept as much as 6 people, all 5 of my kids and myself in this tent. And it's cozy, but it's still enough room for all of us to fit in there. Mind you, I'm not that tall of a guy. And then there's the rain fly, and then the footprints also that I bring with. So it's not the lightest tent, but again, it's a 4-season, so it's better than my bringing my summer tent. For sleeping bags, actually I'm going to take out this one first. My oldest boy uses this bag, which is it's a 1970s, is it Snow Lion? Snow Lion, I think it's from a company. I mean, I got it as a gift well after the company went belly up. I think it started in the 70s and ended in the 70s. But it's a goose down bag. I imagine in its day it was a little bit warmer. It's lost a little bit of its loft, but it's actually still pretty decent. I don't think it was used much. And so my oldest boy used this with all 3 of them use these blue foam pads. I just bring a few of these with, and they're actually on the outside of the duffel bag and then in the sled. And so he slept on the pad, and then this, and then he also had a new liner that I bought, a Sea to Summit liner that I'll show you in my other bag that he had in there, and that's what he slept in. He was the only one that got cold that night, but I can talk more about that later. the two other boys, my younger boys, slept in these Mountain Hardwear penal 20-degree bags, penal or whatever it's called. They're 20-degree bags. These were cheap bags. I think I paid 50 or 60 bucks for them on sale. I don't think they're 20-degree bags. I would, you know, we camp a lot in the fall and spring, and they work great for that. But they're, when it gets down to 20 degrees, you know, they're synthetic. They're, they don't have a lot of fill, so they work good. I don't know if I would consider them a 20-degree bag. But they didn't just sleep in this. They slept in this monster, which is something that I got for mostly car camping, but in the wintertime I also use it simply because it's a huge bag. It's a REI Kingdom. I don't even remember. I don't think they make it anymore. Well, it's an REI double bag, basically a Kingdom double 30-degree bag. The top is down, the bottom is synthetic, which I actually like because the bottom gets pretty wet. So within synthetic, it doesn't. It dries out quicker, and then it's got the down. So they slept in the Mountain Hardwears in this thing, and they didn't complain about heat at all. It got down to 5 degrees in the morning is how cold it was when we woke up. When we started, it was about 30. And I've actually slept in this with one of my daughters when we were camping, and we both slept in our sleeping bags in here, and it was probably the warmest night I've ever had. I mean, it's heavy. It's not, you know, if it wasn't for the sled, you couldn't pack this thing, but... So that is how the three boys slept, and basically everything that I packed in the sled, which I didn't have to pull. My boys actually pulled it, and we didn't camp that far away. We only camped maybe 150 yards from our car. We just wanted to get a little bit more away. Although we were the only other people. Well, there was one other person there. They were whipping out in a camper, but we were the only ones tenting it that night. And then here is the, so this is the other bag I brought. This is a Granite Gear Blaze AC60. I actually just won this pack. This was the first time I've actually brought it outside and actually used it. Although because we were only 100 yards away, I don't know if I can really tell you if I love it yet or not. It just wasn't long enough to actually test, but it seems pretty comfortable with 20 pounds in it. So normally I use a Gregory Z55 pack. So this one's a little bit bigger. There's no frills, and it's a top-loading bag, no pockets other than this little sleeve here. But it's a pretty. I think it's lighter than my Gregory, so I'll use it this summer more, and we'll see how it goes. But so in here, let's see. I'll go through the cooking first. I think that's what's in here. So for cooking, obviously I don't have any food in here, but this is my food bag. I don't use any bear bag. You know, I don't need to worry about bears or animals because it was all we use all Mountain House freeze-dried meals. We had chicken a la king and lasagna and meat sauce for dinner, which I love. I love both of them. I eat those a lot. And then for breakfast we had scrambled eggs and bacon, which was not very good. Maybe I used too much water. So in here, this was kind of a last decision here. I was going to bring plates, so I did bring plates, but I ended up bringing these for the boys, and they're just Light My Fire. They're the cups for the Light My Fire kits, and I just use them as little bowls because they're actually work great for bowls too. So I ended up bringing these three for the boys. That's why they're in here. And then the only other thing I brought was a I don't know what these are. Got this idea from another YouTuber. Lock sacks. I got them at REI, but they're just little airtight, supposed to be smell-proof bags that I use. And I put all my garbage in here. In the summertime, I would use one of these for my food bag as well, but I just use it for garbage, just so nothing leaked all over the place. And then just the bag to put the food in was that. The stove that I use is this is new too. I mean, I've used it a lot, but this was the first time I used it outside or out in the, camping. And it's just a Jetboil flash. Normally I use a MSR micro rocket with a Snow Peak titanium pot, which is quite a bit lighter than this. But the reason I like this is because in the wintertime I cook in the tent, and the MSR, the pot doesn't attach to the stove, and even if I bought legs, it's more of an open flame. So this just kind of gives me a little bit of peace of mind when there's that many of us in a tent. If it doesn't tip over, it's a little bit more secure. And actually, the kids did knock it over and almost got boiling water on me, but other than that, and then inside I just carry my stove, little 4-ounce. I did bring an 8-ounce as well, and then I use a little handkerchief in there too, just for cleaning up and that. So that is the Jetboil, and these are just little Eagle Creek. I think they're just for travel. They're packet system, but they're super light and durable, and I really like them. I kind of wish I would have got a different color than white, but I use them a little bit. But they're pretty nice. They're pretty light. And in here I got the plates that we didn't use. I probably could have left those home. My bowl, which is a Sea to Summit collapsible bowl plate thing, that I didn't use either. I actually ended up eating out of the bags. But I brought that with. I could have probably kept all that home. I bring a little ShamWow for dishes, and little Light My Fire, the spork spoon knife kits from their Light My Fire kit. And then I bring two long spoon titanium spoons. This one is by Toaks. And it actually came with a little sack. And I bought this one first, and they're about $10, but well worth it. I love these things. You can eat right out of the bottom of a Mountain House bag without getting your hands all full of food. And then a little while later, I bought this Optimus one, which is also a titanium one, but if you look, I mean, they are identical, so I imagine that they're stamped from another company, and these guys just put their names on it. So, but the Toaks one came with a little sack, which I kind of like. So I brought two of those, one for stirring and dishing up, and one for myself to eat. That's what's in there. So that's all I brought for food and cooking. Oh, I'm sorry. I did bring crackers and some pepperonis for a snack as well. That's about the only food I brought that wasn't dehydrated. I bring just a little bit of paracord. This is probably about, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet. We actually, in the wintertime, I'll watch movies in the tent with the kids, so we actually use this to hang the iPad up to watch movies. In this little bag here, I have just a little first aid kit. This is actually just an REI. It's, I have the other one. Yeah, it's just the insert for this bigger pack that I have. It's like a 10-day or Backpacker Plus from REI. So I just pull this out, and in here I just got Band-Aids, aspirin, moleskin, stuff like that. Nothing too much. And then I always bring extra toilet paper, just in case the porta potties or whatever don't have any. And then also in here, which they're all gone except for a wrapper, is the hand warmers. And because it was 5 degrees in the morning, I had the kids all take some foot warmers and hand warmers and get those warm before we headed out. So that was what's in that bag. This is another Eagle Creek bag, just a smaller size. This is kind of all my personal stuff, and so in here I keep another handkerchief. This is just my fire starting stuff. I don't normally carry this much in the summertime, but in the wintertime, these are just cotton balls with Vaseline and then some fire starters, just because in the wintertime I just want to make sure I can start a fire, so I bring a little bit more. And then to go along with that, I got some stormproof matches, a fire steel, which I probably didn't need to bring because we were so close to the car, but this is just a light my fire one. I bring a Zippo for a lighter. Lots of ways to start fires. I bring this little, again, a YouTuber kind of turned me onto this, but it's just a little thermometer to hang on a tree to tell you how cold it gets. You know, it's got a 24-hour min and max, but my only problem with this is it only goes down to 4 degrees, -4. So it for Minnesota camping, I kind of like to be we'll go to more than -20s and stuff, but it was only $5 at Walmart. And then the only knife I carry with is this Leatherman. It's used to. I almost always just carry this. I used to bring a big knife all the time, but I never use it, so I just kind of scaled back to this littler knife, and again, I didn't even use it this time either, so it's just kind of nice to have, but it's light and it's compact. And then I brought a little toothbrush kit for myself that I didn't end up using because it was so cold in the morning. We hightailed it out of there, and I just brushed my teeth at home. But this is from zpacks.com, and it's nice because it comes with a little tube of toothpaste in there. So and that's what I pack in there. In this one, we got all of our lights. We bring a lot of lights. So let's see. I'll go. We bring. So each of the boys have a headlamp. Just a little black diamond headlamp. Not only, I mean, it's probably overkill, but it's actually, you know, when you got kids at night, it's actually more of an entertainment value too. They like to have them. So they each have one of those. I have a Tika 2, or Tika XP 2 that I use. And then inside the tent, I use this Snow Peak lantern. They're kind of expensive for what they are. I think they're close to $40. But they do give off a lot of light, and they got a little magnet here so you can kind of like strap it around things and hang things from it easily. My only problem is the batteries, like it gets turned on by accident a lot, so I end up going through batteries. So I actually turn one of the batteries around so I can't accidentally turn it on until I'm out there. And then I brought just an REI candle, and I use this when it gets really cold, and I'll turn it on just for a little bit extra heat. It kind of helps. Not much, but I did end up using it. I turned it on in the morning just to give us some extra heat in the tent. Not so much for light. And that's all the lights I bring. Oh, these are just the tent stakes for the Thor. This is. I'm not going to go too much into what I bring for clothing because we were on such a short trip. We pretty much just wore everything we were going to wear. But I did have like an extra fleece in here and some socks for the kids. But this is just I think it's a Sea to Summit twist bag or something like that. But it's nice and light and works for, you know, if I have a lot of extra clothes, I'd probably have to use something bigger. But it's a 14 liter. Oh yeah, oh I'm sorry, it's a Granite Gear, not a Sea to Summit. Air zip twist. So that's what I use for my clothes. So my sleeping system is a little bit. The reason I wanted to go on this camping trip is because I got a few new things for how I sleep in the winter. I've always had this. This is a Nemo Astro insulated air pad, and I've been using this for a few years. It's not the lightest one, but I like, you know, because I camp so much in the fall and spring, I like that it's insulated, so I carry the extra weight just for that insulation. I also brought, I just got this. This is brand new too, and this is a Thermarest Z-Lite just closed foam pad that I used. I put that down first, and I put the air mattress on top, and then my sleeping bag, and that actually worked out really well. I was warm all night. There was a point in the night, I think probably when it got down to single digits, that my oldest boy, who was in the old snow line, got cold, and we switched spots, and just being on that foam pad, I was freezing, so I might have to figure out a different way to do that. And then I also bring this. This is a Thermarest, I don't even know what they call it, but it's actually, you actually use it to pump up so I don't have to blow this up by hand. There's a little, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little hole with a thing, and you actually just put that in there, and then just, you know, capture air in here, and just, you know, just push it through, and you can pump this thing up in about three or four of these bags, and it doesn't take any effort at all. And what I do is, since it's airproof and waterproof, I'll actually line my backpack with it. So I'll put that inside the backpack and then load everything inside of it, just for like one more layer of water protection. You know, minus the little hole down here. It actually, you know, works out pretty good. So okay, and then these are actually the bags for the Mountain Hardwear sleeping bags that I use for the kids to put their hats and gloves in. But then when we were camping, I had them shove their snow pants or their coat inside here, and it's got, this is the inside. The outside is just, you know, like that. It's just got the Mountain Hardwear. But on the inside, it's actually fleece lined, so I had them use that for a pillow. And then I just, you know, that's for two of the kids. The two younger kids got pillows, and me and the oldest boy didn't use a pillow at all. Or we use, like, you know, I don't know, we use the other bag for the food or something like that. And it was a water bottle. So, this is also new this year that I got. This is actually part of my sleeping. And these are, I use the bag elsewhere. These are Sea to Summit Thermalite Reactor Extreme sleeping bag liners. And I just got 2 of these this year, one for me, one for my fiance. But I used, Grant used one and I used one. It was my first time using a sleeping bag liner, and they're just a little cloth liner that goes inside your sleeping bag, and I loved it. I mean, I'll have to give it a little bit more testing to see if it, you know, I don't know if, I think it's supposed to add 25 degrees. I don't know if it quite meets that standard, but it was definitely warmer, and it was so much more comfortable to have this, like, almost like a blanket inside your sleeping bag. So he used one, I used one, and you know, together, I mean, it, you know, it makes my bag a little bit warmer, and definitely gives a little bit more warmth to his. And then for my sleeping bag, this is the last thing in here. I use a Mountain Hardwear Spectra 20-degree bag. And this thing has the Dri-Q Elite outside, so it's waterproof, windproof on the outside. And it says it's a 20-degree bag, and I actually say, and I think it's 800 fill goose down. I have to say, I think it's warmer than that. I've slept in this thing with just a sleeping bag and my Nemo in negative-degree temperatures and been fine all night. So, you know, you add this, and, you know, I think it's actually, it's not too bad. So, and that is everything that I brought. Oh, back to the duffel. I also, if it's wet outside, I'll use one of these. These are canoeing bags, portage bags or whatever they call them, to line like a Duluth pack. And I'll actually put this plastic bag inside the duffel to keep the sleeping bag separate from the tent in case, so they don't get wet. I didn't have that in there now because I'm done with it, but that's everything I brought. I mean, we had a great time. You know, definitely if you have some tips or something, I'd love to hear them. But that is my kids' winter camping setup for maybe a night or two. I'd probably have to add a few things if I was staying any longer than that. So, thanks for watching.